Page 14, log rolling contest. This is a neat little piece for the left hand. I mean, the melody's in the right hand, but all the action's in the left hand. 6/8 time, so an eighth note gets a count. So now all these eighth notes aren't so bad. They're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dotted half note, or dotted quarter notes, excuse me, in the right hand, 3 counts each. Their fingering here is fine. You want to try and play this as legato as you can. If you can connect the top note in the right hand, it's even better. So I'm just lifting up on the bottom, I'm connecting. And then 2 up. I prefer at the end of the first line a 1/4. So the 5 is ready. And they say 2/5. It's okay if your hands are big enough. Otherwise, you got to do a 1/5. Here, thumb comes down 2. They're saying 2/5, so you can do that. Well, that's the chord, and if you can handle that chord, then you can use the fingering in the book. So it's, then again, and then you go up here and do the same thing an octave higher. Okay. The left hand just has these 1, 2, 3. Chords. I'm just kind of rotating. I'm just passing the weight from one finger to another. I'm not holding the finger still and trying to use the fingers. I'm kind of walking on the piano here using 3 fingers. Here, pass the weight around. And the wrist, you'll find, will make a little circle, whatever it does. I don't pay any attention to the wrist. It just does whatever it does. Just connect them. So when you do it, once you have the hands put together, no hesitations, these are ready. You take these nice and slow, it doesn't matter. Then try the articulation, which they don't really, you have phrases is all you have. Their left hand, keep it all connected. Here. That's it, lift up, just like taking a breath. You have to lift up, you gotta move. So put in the phrasing, and then you can think about the dynamics, which applies to the right hand, more specifically the top note in the right hand. If you can't bring out one note in a chord with the same hand, or you're just putting more weight on that note, and it takes a little practice because you still gotta get them down at the same time. I don't, but maybe you can. But if you can, make that moderately loud, and this is soft with the left hand. Then you go up to loud there, third line. That's the right hand. The left hand is still in the background. That's basically the only dynamics they give you. You need to get to know the piece and comfortable with it well enough in this melody that you can get a little louder and softer as you feel it. Because you're not going to stay exactly that dynamic level throughout. That gets boring. You got to feel it and put some feeling into it. Speed with spirit. They want to feel this in 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, and it's up to you on how fast it goes, but you want to feel it in 2. And then, of course, with the pedal, it's going to add all the overtones and things, and you can pedal it like they're showing. If you want to hear the phrasing, you need to lift the pedal up with the right hand between the phrases. Otherwise, you're going to overlap the pedal. So the notes go down first and then the pedal. And when you change the pedal, like between the measures or whenever you're changing them, it's every 3 beats for the most part. The notes go down first, and then you change the pedal. At the end, the last measure, I tend to want to clear out the overtones. So I tend to want to change it on the last note in the left hand. So I'm just ending with these 3 notes. It cleans all that other sound out. Here, how I tend. You have to experiment with the pedal and the sound and the effect it's having, and do you like it or not? Because I could use other pedaling on this. I mean, they want this kind of rolling back and forth, but I could lift up, I could pedal 2 beats and lift up on 1 beat and do that throughout. So it's pedal, lift, here, and then lift. And on the 3rd line down, 2nd measure, I think I prefer to change the pedal in the middle of that measure. Here. And then lift the pedal up with the right hand, keep that down, and then come up here. It's my impression of the piece.